Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Polk County Public Schools, welcome to today's commencement ceremony. Graduation is an important milestone, and we are proud that you have joined us to celebrate the momentous accomplishments of our students. Now, please stand in honor of the graduating class of 2021.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Riley. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2020 for Lakeland Senior High School. We understand that this pandemic has been very difficult for many families, and I would like to thank the parents for their support of assisting their sons and daughters, our graduates, reaching this milestone. I would also like to thank the RP Funding Center, the Lakeland Police Department, the Sheriff's Department. You may be seated. I was going to get to that. The Sheriff's Department and the district's executive staff in their collaborative effort in making this a priority for our students and our community. Now this evening, we have special guest that I'd like to honor. As I call their name, please stand to be recognized, and please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Jacqueline Bird, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. William Allen, Polk County School Board, District 1. Mr. Lee Gunther, Assistant Principal. Mr. O.J. Marbra, Assistant Principal. Mrs. Lori McCown, Assistant Principal. Mr. Gary Westbury, Assistant Principal. Mr. Bruce Gainair, Dean of Students. Ms. Shelley Jeske, Testing Coordinator. And Mr. Darren Collins, Athletic Director. A special thanks to our Guidance Department for their tireless effort this year. Ms. Deborah Alberg, Ms. Phoebe Gonzalez, and Ms. Victoria Hunt. And lastly, I'd like to recognize our teachers and our staff for their tireless effort during this school year. Thank you. Now, each year we recognize students graduating with honors by awarding them a color sash worn at graduation. Will all students with yellow sashes please stand to be recognized? I am proud to present to you a group of students graduating with honors and a grade point average of 3.2 to 3.499. You may be seated. Students wearing a red sash, please stand. These students are being recognized for graduating with high honors and a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.749. You may be seated. Will students wearing a blue sash please stand? Not Stoles, sash. Sash. All these students have earned a grade point average of 3.75 to 3.99. You may be seated. Finally, students wearing a blue stole. I promise you they are bright. Ladies and gentlemen, these graduates have earned a grade point average of 4.0 and above and are graduating with the highest honors with distinction. You may be seated. Now, it is important to recognize that this venue is celebrated in the context of a serious and formal ceremony. It is formality and solemn approach that gives graduation its mystique. Each student that walks across this platform deserves our attention and respect for their accomplishments. Each deserves to have his or her name clearly heard. Please be mindful of our graduates as their name is called. We will recognize our graduates at the proper time in the appropriate time. Thank you. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our salutatorian. This year's salutatorian, graduating with a 4.579 grade point average, and will attend the University of Florida to study computer science. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2020-21 class salutatorian, Ms. Lindsay Goldberg-Custer.
Wow, I've never spoken in front of so many people before. But here I am, and all of you are here with me. As I tried to figure out what to say today, I had a lot of ideas, but it was still quite challenging, and I was still quite afraid. It's really not as daunting now that I'm here. Even if I stumble, I can continue on. That's perseverance. And in that way, this is just like life. Things look a lot scarier in the days, hours, or minutes leading up to something. But once you make it through that initial fear, it often gets easier, even if it doesn't get all the way to easy. On our first day as high schoolers, most of us were just scared little freshmen. But we've become strong young adults, having both favorable and unfavorable high school experiences, ultimately coming out on top. Looking back at these 4 years we spent together as a class, we've all persevered through so many things, no matter if we were friends with 4 of our classmates or 100. Together we made it through significant disasters such as Hurricane Irma freshman year and the ongoing pandemic. And together we are going out into the next chapter of our lives. I'd like to thank all the family, students, and teachers here today, both online and in person, that have helped my graduating class all reach this great achievement. Without you, many of us wouldn't have been able to make it to this point. I know I certainly wouldn't have. LHS has been my home these past 4 years. All of my teachers and friends were always there for me in my times of need. I wish I had time to thank everyone by name, but I must give special thanks to Miss Artis, Mr. Schultz, Miss Mortimer, my family, and especially my extended family. Above all, I'd like to thank Miss Jennifer Ivey and her family, because I certainly would not have made it to where I am now without them, without their loving help and support. Nobody will ever understand how much Miss Ivey has done for me or how much I appreciate her. Anyway, I'm really going to miss all of you, even those I never really met, because we are our own kind of team, making it through the good and the bad times together, persevering. As we enter into the next season of our lives, there will always be things that try to stop us. But I hope that we will always be able to push past them and be successful in our own way, just as we have these past 4 years. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lindsay. Now, this year's valedictorian is graduating with a 4.6 grade point average and will be attending the University of Florida and studying chemical engineering. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2021 valedictorian, Mr. Wesley Hargrove.
Hello, everyone. So, as valedictorian, I'm supposed to impart some useful advice upon my class as the best student. Disclaimer, I bear no responsibility for any effect of a radical reorganization of your life, and knowing me, I might not be the best source of advice. That being said, I hope at least you find my speech interesting. From my countless hours watching TED Talks and YouTube, I have some noteworthy observations about modern society. Fairly obvious, but still interesting. First, there's the hyper-connected globalist economy. With the age of the internet, distances barely matter anymore. People regularly talk with people across the world. There are some disadvantages, like information echo chambers reinforcing extreme beliefs, but overall, I see this as a good thing. Another is the decline of the community. Most traditional communities, churches, unions, country clubs, you name it, are getting less members. This more or less relates to the hyperconnectivity, since more people now find digital communities, but this is a postmodernist shift that isn't mentioned as much as its impact. Most interestingly of all, depression and unhappiness are rising in the Western world, even considering economic growth. Pre-COVID, social isolation single-handedly raised the depression rate by over 300%. Depression, anxiety, and suicide have been steadily rising globally. One could claim this is because of more awareness and better diagnoses, but also because more people are depressed and anxious. So what do we do with these three observations? Those were facts. Here's my opinion. My advice, find a group of average people, not like-minded people. This will expose you to new ideas and probably make you more confident of the human race, thus improving yourself. Also, learn and understand the current modern world. Don't learn an obsolete skill, and certainly don't deny globalist culture. Finally, acknowledge that digital mediums are a poor substitute for human interaction and spend less time on social media. Scientifically, it will make you happier and less anxious, especially for young adults. For the 0 people who said I would never make it this far and I would never amount to anything, surprised to see me? I'm joking. I don't think my success came as much of a surprise to anyone. I'll make my thanks quick. I've been fortunate enough to have a strong, resilient family. I'd like to thank them and my dad, brother, and grandparents for coming. I wish my mom could have been here. I'd like to thank my wonderful teachers for their ability to sit back and let me learn best on my own. I'd like to thank band, the best extracurricular I've ever taken. And to all my friends, thank you for your support. If I had to name individually all the people that have helped me, my speech would be twice as long. However, shout out to my stats class. I wish all of you luck in your future endeavors.
Congratulations, Wesley. Seniors, please rise. Ms. Bird, I am proud to present to you the Lakeland Senior High School class of 2021. Each student here assembled has completed all requirements as prescribed by the Polk County School Board and the state of Florida and is hereby entitled to receive a high school diploma.
By the authority vested in me by the state of Florida and the Polk County School Board, I pronounce upon those of you who have completed the necessary requirements, graduates of the Polk County school system, and bestow upon each of you all the rights and privileges thereto. Congratulations to the class of 2021!
Wesley Hargrove. Lindsay Goldberg Custer. Isabella Taney. Aaron Partlow. Riley Denson. Dominic Pizzuti. Anya Bogdanova. Amelia Cariasis. Thomas Madden. Riley Folsom. Kavi Patel. Luke Fedler. Alexandra Smith. Dalton Shellhammer. Catherine Hoppy. Haley Schwartz. Jada Knobloch. Reed Holton. Abigail Dameron. Ashley Gonzalez. Anna Rowe. Anessa Drummond. Ariana Rose. Phelan Brown. Emily Madden. Arlen Spence. Oliver Gaston. Connor Hutchison. Angel Ortiz. Jasmine Jones. Marissa Rivera. Brianna Saint-Elian. Autumn Brady. Hannah Segal. Benjamin Chase. Carter Lavasseur. Hunter Blackwell. Annalise Santoro. Lillian Norman. Joseph Alessandri. Kaylee Freelick. Jordan Levens. Kara Epley Boylan. Madeline Vandervoort. Melissa Allen. Wyatt Wilt. Reina Flores. Madeline Silva. Kiana Bell. Jenna Cheney. Aaliyah Lamonta. Gian Tabada Rodriguez. Anthony Amador Rivera. Alyssa Monroe. Daniel Melton. Yasmin Morales. Haley Saligny. Isabel Moylan. Kiana Hughes. Morgan Ellerby. Madeline Marlowe. Nathan Kelly. Carlisle Johnson Jr. Maya Roque. Hannah Halsey. Elias Santiago. Kalina Burtons. Craig Nance. Zanaya McCoy. Journey Howard. Deshaun Buford. Ian Townsend. Rosa Madrid. First name? Kaylis Ramos Oliva. Alejandro Castellanos. Angelica Edwards. Erica Ford. Ethan Pwy. Brandon Serrano. Daisy Gonzalez. Tyrese Brown. Caleb Ritchie. Brianna Smith. Lisbeth Calzada Rodriguez. David Velez. Jaslyn Alderman. Pamela Martinez. Iris Kardec Rios. Isabella Garcia. Haley Norman. Ethan Surrency. Matthew Hollowell. Samuel Sloan. Diamond Washington. Emma Stepp. Jakaya Martin. Haley McQueen. Travis Pawlowski. Sarah Bagcock. Carmen Gutierrez. Daniela Lule. Allison Wilt. Haley Thomas. Raymond Perdue. Kevin Vasquez. Kira Wegley. Adriana Mancini. Alex Cruz. Angel Velasquez. Yitzel Burgos Bullerin. Mitchell Brown Jr. Keyshawn Fuller. Vontasia Wiggins. Veronica LaBoy Carrion. Alvi Ochoa. Brendan Morris. Orlando Vera Perez. Jadimar Martinez Rivera. Elizabeth Wiggins. Iliani Agosto. Aiden Aldana. Justiny Ashby. Cameron Baker. Dominic Batista. Jadarius Bellamy. Terrence Blewett. Joseph Boone. Devin Bowling. Mason Boyd. Javon Brooks. Christopher Brown. Sophia Cagle. LaDadrian Campbell. Valerie Candelario.
Sharik Cardenas. Zoe Carroll. Landon Carter. Urelis Carmona Martinez. Jason Chi. Connor Sintra. Gymnexus Centron. Rhiannon Cornwall. Sierra Cothran. Perla Cruz Rios. Davion Cummings. Grace Diaz. Jessica Dubeck. Isabel Dumont. Deadrian Ellefson. Alexica Elston. Dominic Espinosa. Elias Espinosa. Tyler Falero. Omer Farouk. Alyssa Figueroa. Connor Flynn. Evelyn Fuentes. Taylor Gant. Is it Gary? Brian Gary. Summer Gaw. Darian Gillison Jr. Naquavius Glover. Carmen Green. Brody Gregory. Deshaun Harris. Matthew Harrison. Michael Haskett. Shadiman Hedge. Cyrus Henry. Jaden Hill. Jordan Jackson. Elijah Johnson. Mario Johnson. LaDacia Jones. Benasia Joyner. Dontasia Joyner. Reginald Kellum. Sierra Lamerson. Haley Lance. Pietro Lisciandro. Jacob Litt. Licia Lopez. Landon Machado. Hector Martinez Rios. Ashley Martinez. Brooke Mason. Hannah McDivitt. Mayling McKinley. Drakari McPherson. Jamaica Miles. Layla Myers. Cheyenne Newman. Gabriela Ocasio Acosta. Seth O'Neill George. Janessa Ortega. Calicia Palmer Sanders. Megan Parrish. Alexis Perez. Mercedes Pilley. Donovan Plain. Carlos Ramirez Curbelo. Miramar Ramos Santiago. Roger Ramos. Angel Rivera. Amaria Robinson. Azaria Robinson. Natalia Rodriguez Rivera. Juan Rodriguez. Raul Ramel Ortiz. Jackson Runo. Javier Sanchez. Josue Sardui Rodriguez. Robert Schroeder. Haley Schwartz. Lanaya C. Patrick C. Abigail Schallenberger. Denard Smith. John Tavia Smith. Lacaria Smith. Tatum Smith. Victoria Smith. Tyler Spell. Danielle Street. Nathaniel Schwartz. America Tamaris. Jaden Thompson. Destiny Vassar. Francisco Vasquez. Jose Valoria. Dayron Wade. Natalie Walker. Tony Weaver Jr. Michael White. Jaden Wilcher. Alacia Williams. Simon Woodard. Tyler Yoder. Kayla Zipperer. Rosa Oribe Munoz. Jose Baez Belnier, Mytavius Hamilton, Alexia Cruz, Zachary Kirkland, Nyla Quiles. The following Lakeland Senior High School graduates were unable to attend tonight's ceremony, but we would like to honor them by reading their names. James Pate, Elizabeth Acevedo Rodriguez, Brian Morvillo, Clayton Rucker, Sutima Spurlock, David Asensio, Kanijah Bowers, Kenneth Bowers, Gabriel Bradbury, Rowan Breton, Ishana Lovelace, Amari Johnson, Navelli Dixon, Ronnie Harvey, Ashton Heberling, Amari Johnson, Ashton Kirkland, Ian McMillan, Jimmy Johns, Lillian Wills,
Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2021 Senior Class President, Mr. Thomas Madden.
Seniors, move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations.
Now please stand for the alma mater.
The alma mater.